don't know if I'd be doing 107,000 a month.
Luigi, you would have to convince him.
Yeah.
It might not take as much convincing, but you'd have to convince him.
You might have to, and I'm not saying like you have to have like you legit have to have sex, but I'm saying like it would probably have to be a situation where I did cry if we did have sex. You know what I
dead.
mean? Because like no, and I guess for me too, we would have to have such an intimate relationship anyway for me to want to spend that money on you. Mm-hmm. But probably if you've never made me cry in that way, I would not spend. I'd spend some money, but maybe not 107,000.
Nah, there are very few things that could get me to spend. What is that like?
Jesus Christ.
That's like I don't even know. It's almost $1 million in a year, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. And not
no, wait, hold on.
NDA
Like,
never came along.
I gotta do
for anyone like during that entire period. No, I'm not doing it. So my man's getting dragged, and I think it's kind of funny, but it also goes to show it's a nasty world out there, man.
Bro, that's $1.2 million.
Hey, when you got 200 million, that's like a drop in the bucket. Not to me.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think. I don't think anything is a drop in the bucket to me, bro. Like,
not to me.
You could legitimately be like, I could wake up tomorrow to a letter in my fucking email that's like, we decided that a lottery was going to happen, and all the billionaires in the world pulled together $10 billion so that they could name you the most rich person in the world. And I would take that $10 billion, look at that email, and be like, I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would probably find something to spend that money on eventually.
I don't know. I think
But if at first I'd be like, I have no idea what to do with this.
I would have fallen back to sleep and woken up in Geneva with my toes out. I'm not doing it. And also, we'll have this conversation off the air. I don't think at any given point in your career like this, you should be paying for anything like that.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Especially if it's supposed to be love.
Yeah.
Like, girl, if it was love.
Why is it so expensive?
Yeah, bro. Anyways.
And how many times did he cry? Because that is another thing, too. Because if it's just the first time, that doesn't count. But if it happened a few times...
That's what I'm saying. I want to know the story.
Yeah, if
like,
it's happened a few times, then,
Did his homie just get shot and he was like, come here, baby, I'm going to give you some head. And then he cried. Like, I want to know the story. Because there is very few things that you could convince me. Yeah, sure, some dudes just be crying. But, like... I don't think so.
And, I mean, there's been some encounters, you know what I mean, that are just unforgettable. I need to hear the story.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that's just a lot for you to get off. You cried. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. I just wrote you a $107,000 check. Of course I'm crying.
Oh,
Shit hurts. But anyway, man, Zion, listen, man. I clearly do not live in your world. I do not have the bread you got, but if there's one piece of advice I can give you, I mean, the only advice I can give you, bro, is you gotta be more incognito. You cannot be out here letting women get on social media talking about the things you do to them, what they do to you, because it doesn't look good. You know what I mean?
No. Because
even eventually when you do make your comeback and you winning MVP awards and, breaking records, we're still gonna remember you cried.
That you cried during head, bro.
Because that's kind of crazy. And it's
Give
only
us
crazy
the story,
bro. Yeah, it's only crazy because she came out and said it and you didn't. If you'd been with the boys and shared the story, it would have been like, we already knew that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, how much time we got?
We got like 10 minutes.
All right.
We only have a couple things left to say.
That's true. The DC Young Fly thing, I do want to keep it fairly quick.
Yeah.
Prayers and condolences go out to my man. Well, it's not really my man. I don't know him, but you know what I mean. It's never easy to lose somebody you love. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or the mother of your children. But without going too much into that, because everybody else has already covered the topic, what I want to talk about is Azealia Banks and her nasty comments towards it.
Azealia Banks is a ridiculous creature.
Yeah.
I don't really have very many instances where I'm like, hell yeah, Azealia Banks. Yeah. I have none of her music in my library. When she was on Wild 'N Out, she got clowned into crying. And so that's why she feels like she needed to fire back
She
at
was
somebody.
wronged. And you do it
But
when
it's
that
like,
person
man.
is grieving over a death. You know what I mean? They're grieving over losing their partner and someone they clearly cared about. Because, like you said, the skit didn't even go too far. They were doing their job.
Dead ass. Everybody on that show gets clowned,
Yeah.
bro. Like, and I've heard some of their jokes, and then they have to get up and do that shit again next week.
Yep. Like everything's cool.
Like everything is cool.
No one's feelings were hurt. No nothing.
And sometimes they do be hurting each other's feelings.
Yeah.
But they handle
that's
that
part
shit.
of the job.
Yeah, they handle that shit. They talk about it off camera. They do what they got to do. Like, you're wild for that.
I do think this does come at a very unfortunate time because, you know, I think his show is getting ready to be on Netflix. He has a lot of other things happening. Obviously, he has Wildin' Out. And Jackie O, who I didn't really know too much about, was obviously involved in a part of that as well.
She was a Wild 'N Out girl.
Yeah. So
That's
that's
the Wild 'N Out girl.
So that's kind of crazy. It's very sad, but I definitely don't think it was the time or place for Azealia Banks to have anything to say. I don't know if she's came out and apologized since then, but if she hasn't, she needs to. Not that it would make the situation better, but at least take accountability for being
Your vile
fucking
comments.
stupid. Yeah, when it was unprovoked, unwarranted. Talking about God don't play about you when in reality, like that's just come on. It doesn't. No, come on. But anyway,
R.I.P.
yeah.
And I hope that the doctor has to pay a fat fine
Man, honestly,
and doesn't get to do plastic surgery anymore. But I honestly don't think that's how it's going to go.
yeah, we'll see. I want to skip the whole Home Depot girl and the whole Shaq thing, mostly because honestly, Homegirl's already going through it apparently. So
Yeah. We're just going to leave that one alone. Don't dox people on the internet because you think they're hot.
no,
That's weird
that
and
is
creepy.
very weird and odd.
And I don't know. I don't even really want to say anything about the Shaq thing. That was just bad optics.
Yeah,
And even
but
if you're
apparently
like,
he just might have wanted to help because Shaq be helping everybody.
Shaq does help a lot of people.
Yeah,
But I'm just
she
saying,
also the
like,
one who chose to post that, so
Yeah.
that kind of comes out on her as well.
yeah, it's the optics.
Yeah. Besides that, we're gonna take a quick break, come back and wrap it up with.
I mean, we have enough time. I don't know if the camera will survive us turning it off and turn it back on.
Okay, no worries. So YK Osiris,
Forcibly kissing Sukihana.
ridiculous.
More people just being creepy and over the top. Like, I feel like in the industry, we've gone so far beyond the whole like smile, people will think you're prettier. Like, that's the kind of energy that just kissing somebody on the cheek without their consent gives.
No, bro, he
Like,
was full
I'm-
tongue down her.
I know. I'm talking like even so simple as just kissing somebody on the cheek. Like, motherfucker, you hug somebody from the side and push your face on their face, that's like assault.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it is
straight up.
It's straight up assault. His apology also didn't really do much to really.
She accepted it.
She did.
Yeah, I just looked it up. She accepted it. Hopes he's learned to respect others' boundaries.
Poor girl.
The fact that you have to
I want to be real, bro.
Like, I don't think she
YK
had to
Osiris,
accept
I
it,
would've
but-
knocked us. Yo, ever since I heard about him and the whole he owes everyone
Yo, look
money.
at this freeze frame. The dude on the left.
Yeah, cause he's goofy, bro. He's he literally looks like that one guy who's in the group who just his head is too small for his body, even though he's entirely tiny and shit. But he's just hella annoying. You know what I mean? People keep saying he's mad famous, mad respected in the industry and stuff. By who? And I do think it's very foul what he did.
Yeah.
The other aspect too is like everyone's saying how come no one around him stopped it. But honestly, in a moment like that, what do you do?
Yeah,
You know what I
bro.
mean? 'Cause you
Like,
never
are we
know.
gonna all just get up and jump him?
Yeah, you never know.
Like-
Because some people say, well, they don't know if, that was part of a relationship. They don't know if it was part of a bit. Because who just walks up to a complete stranger and does that without any insight, background, or whatever?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, obviously, things like this happen, but on like live television. You know what I mean? Like during broad, it's crazy. It's insane. So how do you respond in a situation like this?
I slap him like Will Smith.
I mean, she did also say that she was like, as a woman, you never really know who's watching or who that person's affiliated with. So like, she was scared to like do anything really, which is sad.
That is super sad.
But at the same time, we can't. I'm glad she accepted his apology, but my man we can't let him get that one off.
Did not deserve. And honestly, YK, you've been needing to take a break.
Yeah.
For some time.
We can't let him get that off. We cannot let him get that off because that is just ridiculous. I do think it's legit ridiculous and something that needs. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
oh yeah, you want to talk about you put in Meek Mill response?
Yeah, because he tried to come to his defense. I don't even want to talk about that. Honestly, we've been potting for a while. Let's wrap this up. It's good to be back. There's not having much else to say. I'm gonna be real. It's been so long. It's lights or beaming and it's hurting my head.
Yeah, I'm like getting hot again.
Yeah, so we're gonna wrap this up. We'll be back next week with a lot more comments, a lot more segments. Whatever else might happen. Hopefully we stay safe and don't get injured. The Winning Podcast.
We out. Be safe.